So, hello friends, my dear students. I'm again back yet with another chapter from class 12 computer science syllabus of cbse, and the chapter is file handling, right? File handling in Python. Now, first of all, what is a file? In a very simplified way, if I just tell you, file is a means, okay, or a methodology of permanently storing data or info, whatever, right? It's just a means of permanently storing data on your computer, on your system, okay, that's on your secondary storage device. And as and when required, data from the storage is retrieved. Okay, you save on it, you retrieve from it. So it's a very convenient way of storing data and a very conventional way of storing data, and permanence is the key, right? Now, why in Python do I need files? Why at all in Python do I need files? See, what happens is when you write a program, okay, say this is my program, wherein in this program it's say x.py, and in this program I have used 2-3 variables. Say a is an integer, okay, and say I have entered value in a at runtime, some value, okay. Here I'm presuming that the value entered is 5. Say L is a list, again in this list I have entered some value at runtime, okay, and likewise I might have a string, right, and again I have entered value at runtime. I just complete my task in the code, I close the code, and when I visit back my program, I open this x.py. What happens is that all the data, all the data that was there in these variables, I cannot find it back. I cannot reuse the data which already I had used. See, what the point is that suppose I had this L, I made certain changes in this L. I further added, elements in L, or I modified L, or I made certain changes in this str. I concatenated into it. I created something new as per some logic. Now, what I wish to have is that next time when I open the program, I find everything intact. But that does not happen. Then again, what I need to do is, again, I need to put some value into A. I need to put value into L. I need to put value into str. Same modifications, same, manipulations that I did earlier, I have to do it all again. What if I find out a way, okay, a way out to whatever's done in this program to a L and str, it is stored to some file on my computer, okay, it just gets stored somewhere onto any file on my computer. So next time what would happen? Saving something onto the file, say f1, f2, f3, what does it suggest? It suggests that now the value whatever was at the end in the program in A is stored here, whatever was in L after modification, after manipulation, whatsoever is stored in f2, and whatever was in str is stored in f3. Now what? Again, if I open the same program, okay, now I am opening the same program x.py, and what I need those variable values a, L and str. And now what the best thing is that I have the value of a in f1, I have value of L in f2, and I have value of str in f3. So very simply what I need to do is I just need to pick values from these files in my program and I'm sorted. Yeah. So whatever data I had, or whatever values a, L and str had retained at the end of the program, Now when I reopen the program, I can have all those values and the variable intact. I'll just need to do what? Read the content from F1, again put it into a variable. Say it's A again. I pick value from F2, I put it in L. I pick value from F3, I put it in str, and I'm sorted. I don't lose my data or information. I just need to pick it from the file. So now this is how I am going to use files in Python. And the whole idea of using files in Python is permanence. Okay. I mean, I want data to be stored permanently, and as and when required, I can just take from the file. And I mean, yeah, both ways. See, I am like putting value from A into file, and as and when required I can pick from the file. So I am reading from the file as well as I am writing onto the file like we normally do. See, it's nothing different, like, we are doing it in Python, but it's not different. It is like we do. See, on your computer what you do is you write something on your file, you save it, okay, and then again when you open the file, the entire content is read onto the file, like you are able to read the entire content of the file. The same thing we are going to do here as well. Here what we need to do is we have our Python file, say this is x.py. This is any random, say, file, okay, say it's f.txt, any random file on my computer. What I need to say, okay, say I have a variable here a, I have a variable here str, okay, and what am I doing? I am saving a in this file, str in this file, and whenever needed I again can read from this file a and str. So this is how I can work with files, okay, along with Python, right? And what are the two things? Like I said, it's reading as well as writing. How do I do it? Now see what happens. Understand it, very very basics, very simple, concepts. And here I'm just talking of generic files. I'm not talking of any particular file type. I'm just making you all understand why at all do we need a file, and what actually are we doing when we are using a file in a Python program. See what happens. This is my py file, okay, x.py, and this is my file on my computer disk, okay, say the file name is x.txt, okay. And now what happens is that this Python program file, it just gives a request to the operating system that I need to use x.txt. And now it depends. I mean, the program might need it to write upon, or the program might need it to read from, right? So now when I request to the operating system, I need x.txt and I need x.txt to write upon. So what happens? A channel is built between my Python code file to my x.txt, and see the direction. I want to write on the file, right? So my direction of the channel is what? It's towards the file. So when this channel opens, the content from here flows, okay, into this file. Okay, now this is the direction of flow, and the flow always happens in form of byte stream, okay, stream of bytes. This is how it happens. Now say my program has requested the operating system again for the same file, but now it's in the read mode. I mean, something has to be read from the file, so the channel direction is going to be this. Okay, so now the byte is going to flow in this direction. Byte stream is going to flow in this direction, that is from the file, okay, to my program. So this is called reading. Okay, so this is a basic idea of how we work upon a file, like basic, very broadly how we work upon a file and why do we need a file at all, right? And next, if we talk of in our syllabus in Python, we are going to consider three types of files, okay, in our syllabus. The first one is text file, right? The second one is binary file, and the third one is CSV file. Okay, now ultimately all these three files are stored where? They are stored in our computer hard disk only. Okay, they are ultimately stored in binary format. Okay, physically they are all stored in binary format, but we are going to look at them, okay, with respect to a user's perspective. Like if I'm a programmer, how am I going to look at these files or work with these files, or how would they appear to me? Ultimately, whatever you have on your computer is stored on your hard disk. So ultimately each and every data content that you have is stored in binary format on your system, right? So now we see to a programmer's this thing, how does a text file look like? See, text file, as the name suggests, okay, it's used to store ASCII Unicode characters, first of all. Okay, and text files basically are used to store textual data in text format. Okay, like we know our word files are txt files, and all these are what? These are all text files. Okay, they are used to store data. Our py file, okay, our log files in a computer. Okay, all these are what? All these are text files only. Okay, they are all text files. Now further we talk of characteristics of text files. So see, in a text file, when a data is stored, okay, so data is stored, and after every line there's a end of line. So as soon as you enter an end of line, the cursor moves on to the new line. So this translation is happening, end of line translation is happening. Okay, so content is stored line by line in a text file. In a text file, whatever you write, okay, is that you see, exactly the same you see. What you write is that you see. Now, like I told you all, that translations are happening, okay, in a text file. What does this mean? See, it means that, say this is a text file, okay, I have written one single line, I click on enter. On clicking enter, end of line, what happens? You actually, the cursor moves on to the next line and you start writing. So actual translations are happening. You give a space, translation is happening. You give a tab, translation is happening. You give an end of line, translation is happening. Okay. Now so for that reason, okay, we say that text files are slower as compared to binary files. Okay, because translations are overheads and they take time, and because of these translations, if I have same amount of data to be stored in a text file and same amount to be stored in binary, text files would be bigger in size. Okay, text files would be bigger in size. And again, the underlying reason is what? Translations. Okay, see, you all must have seen, you open a text file, okay, directly. I just click on a word file, I open, and I just get to see what I had written on it. I don't need any other application or any, I mean, it's human readable. Just click on it and you can read it. Okay, so you can directly open and read a text file. So if I just summarize it, first of all, it is used to store ASCII Unicode characters. End of line translations happen, and in a text file, whatever you write is that you see. Because of these translations, text files are slower in speed. Text files would be bigger or larger as compared to a binary file for the same amount of content or data, right? And a text file can be directly opened and read. You don't need any other application to read from a text file. Okay, next I move on to binary files. Now See, I told you all one thing. Ultimately, everything is stored in raw binary format only on the system. But as of now, we are talking with respect to user's perspective and a programmer's perspective. How does a text file look and how does a binary file look? Okay. Now, with all the points that we discussed about a text file, we'll just take all those points for a binary file. So the first thing is that stored, whatever data or information, it's stored in raw binary format. Okay, no translations happen. Now, what do you mean by no translations happen? It means that if you have clicked on a new line, okay, carriage return, so it's not going to be translated. The binary equivalent of this is going to be stored there. So no translation is happening. I mean, your cursor is not moving on to the new line. So whatever enters through the keyboard, whatever you're entering, whatever data is being entered, its equivalent binary is stored and not translations as per the carriage returns. Okay, now because of this reason, now what, it is faster and utilizes less space. Okay, so for a large amount of data which is compatible with binary file, we definitely would go for binary files, right? Now, you cannot directly open and read a binary file. You need an appropriate application to do so. See, I'll just give examples, okay? Which all files come under binary files? Your image files, okay? Your JPGs, your PNGs, all this, then video files, your audio files, your PDFs, your executable files, okay? Then your OBJ files, all these come under your binary files. And try and open, just click on a video file directly and you just see that you find some unidentifiable objects on your file. You're not able to read them, you're not able to understand them. You can only open a video file. If this is a video file, you can only open it with an appropriate VLC, appropriate application. It could be VLC, it could be Windows Media Player. I mean, you need an appropriate and a particular application to open a binary file. You cannot just directly open it. Okay, so here I would just stop this session of mine, and CSV I'll take up when I teach CSV. As of now, my focus is on text file and binary file, and in the next part of this video, I'll take up text file